So here we go, released onto the circuit. It is the pre-final for the DD2 here at round 2 of the Rotax Max Euro Challenge at Sette Laghi in Italy. And as we've been building up, this was so close in all 3 of the heats yesterday. It is going to be a difficult one to call. And your grid for this pre-final, on pole position, last year's champion, Franz Conchire. Lukas Bartoszek, who's pushed him hard all weekend so far, as has Luca Kamali on row 2 and Konstantin Scholl alongside. 3rd row, Mick Vischhofer, who took pole position on Friday going into yesterday's heats, and Caballero, Oriol Dalmo Caballero even. Row 4 is Natalia Balbo and Barry Pullinger, who worked really hard to get himself up through the order yesterday and finds himself on the 4th row and probably still further yet to go. 5th row, Giannis Slavinsky and Cosimo Durant, who had to start from the back in all of the heats yesterday due to being excluded from qualifying, and you can see he's done a brilliant job. Row 6, Vil Viljanen and Kevin Ludi. 7th row, Ennio Sessa and Sam Smelt. Row 8, Martin Pearce, also pole position for the Masters, and Taylor Greenfield. 9th row, Philip Sewer and Dullah Al-Rawahi. Row 10, Aaron Sherlock and Tomokazu Kawazi. Row 11, Maurice Rower and Richard Faulkner. 12th row is Slavomir Moransky and Harold Zgarkaklis. Row 13, Andreas Laskaratos and Karol Germanovic. And all alone on the 14th row is the Masters driver Ilja Aloskins. So they are making their way round fairly fast still, actually, at the moment, between turns 9 and 10. But as they exit turn 10, they're on the anchors, getting themselves slowed down, getting themselves in line. 15 laps of very strong racing based on yesterday. It was very rough and ready, according to some of the drivers. And some of them enjoyed that, some of them didn't, I think is fair to say. French Conchire on that pole position is going to have the all-important inside line, and he's going to desperately hope that Lukas Bartoszek is not going to be able to make any kind of jump here as they get into the corridors on the start-finish line. The lights are out, and Bartoszek comes over and has actually pushed the 607 car of Luca Kamali onto the grass as they went down the straight. I'm sure Kamali's not going to be too happy about that, and it means he's lost out to Konstantin Scholl, in fact, and is trying desperately to defend to keep the 628 car of Dalmo, and in fact I think he's just about managed to do that, but out in the lead is still French Conchire. 617 obviously lost out at the beginning there, and has got a lot of work to do to try and catch up, as Maurice Rower started on the 11th row. And look at this, at the moment French Conchire is able to pull a bit of a lead because Bartoszek, who fought his way towards the inside, has managed to hold up Konstantin Scholl. The two of them fighting like mad, and 607 Luca Kamali, recovering after being forced on the grass all the way down the start-finish straight, is right on the back of Konstantin Scholl again, and the 4 of these have managed to pull away from the 606 car, which is Barry Pullinger. He's already managed to get himself up 3 spots. Great performance by Barry. He knew that he had every chance of being able to do this. Just behind him is the 656 car of Balbo. I think I had one of the carts go through with bodywork flapping. It does look like Rower is about to pull into the pits as we continue with the race up front, and it is still French Conchire managing to just eke away ever so slightly at the moment because these guys are fighting so hard. 644 Lukas Bartoszek desperately trying to keep Konstantin Scholl behind, who in turn is trying to keep Luca Kamali behind, and I thought Luca Kamali was going to go for a sneaky little number there through the turn number 10, and he's lining up through this. I've said that occasionally people do it, but not very often. Through turn 11, mighty fast corners, and he's done it, and now he decides that he's trying to get Konstantin Scholl to go with him to close on the carts behind, but notice you waited until you'd made that move to say that, Kamali, but he's done it. And look at that, Barry Pullinger is now right on the back of these. He's shaken off the attentions of Vischhofer, who's got himself up ahead of Balbo on that last lap. But Barry Pullinger, sat there in 5th position, is right on the back of Konstantin Scholl. Although Konstantin Scholl's not giving up with Luca Kamali in 607, is he at all? And notice that that's allowed Bartoszek to just focus on his own race now. He's fairly lonely in that 2nd position. That is not what Conchire will have wanted, although he felt that the the kart was getting better as the weekend went on, and he was really hopeful that he'd have it absolutely on song today. We'll have to see, because it was the second half of the race that Bartoszek was really able to make a move on French Conchar. So is he going to be able to do it in? It looks like he's reeling him in at the moment. He was about a tenth quicker on that last lap, so we'll see how that goes. But it is still French Conchar in the lead of this DD2 pre-final. Bartoszek closing, Luca Kamali now in third, Konstantin Scholl just behind in fourth, with Barry Pullinger right on the tail of them now, desperately trying to see if he can get in a mix with certainly the two carts that are directly in front of him, whilst Bartoszek and then further up French Conchar disappear off into the distance ever so slightly from them. But we saw it in the heats. It does not matter they're this far ahead because they are able to reel each other in quite rapidly. It's incredible. Come across to complete 4 laps in this 15-lap race. We're not even at a third race distance yet. Where's Kevin Ludi? He's got himself up to 9th position all of a sudden. Moved up 3 positions from his grid spot. He said that you've got to think about the points in this race. It's not just gung-ho working your way forward. You've got to make sure you're safely moving your way forward. Take as many points. Think of the championship. And, of course, it then means he starts that little bit further ahead again come the final time. So it really is a game of chess here for these drivers with the pre-final and final. But Barry Pullinger looking towards the inside as they went into the right-hander of turn 9. Not quite close enough. And just sits behind him when he gets to turn 10. Doesn't even look that time. Knows that he's not close enough. And that has actually allowed Luca Kamali to escape in that third position. So the major fight here is for 4th position. Barry Pullinger, as we say, he's moved up 3 grid spots already, which is a great performance. Is he going to look up the inside into turn 3? Not quite close enough at this stage. Through the S's he goes. Off into turn 4 left-hander, the right-hander turn 5, onto the straight. How much momentum has he got onto that straight? Is he going to look towards the inside? It looks like Konstantin Scholl's covered that off, to be honest with you, as they get down to turn number 6. Head down into restaurant corner, still not quite able to make a move, Barry Pullinger, but my goodness, he's nibbling away at it. He is looking up the inside and he's done it. Signed, sealed and delivered as they get into turn number 9, and nice and cleanly done. He just basically set that up, I believe, from the complex in front of me of turns 3, 4 and 5 and just worked his way all the way towards that. I wondered whether it'd be restaurant corner he'd do it, but it wasn't. It was through the hairpins that he decided was the best place to do it. But Konstantin Scholl is not letting him go at the moment, is he? Out the front, still French Conchar, but 0.2 of the second was taken out of that lead by Bartoszek on that time round. And Luca Kamali is basically lapping the same time as Bartoszek. So Bartoszek is taking Kamali with him to hunt down last year's champion, French Conchar. 6 laps completed, so we're over that third race distance. Look at that. Konstantin Scholl is not letting him go, is he, at all? Barry Pullinger, brilliant performance, up into 4th space so far. Desperate to get as far as he possibly can up this grid, get as many points as possible and give him a chance maybe to go for the win in the final. That's the big points. That's what's going to really make a difference to the championship positions. Through goes in 2nd position Bartoszek, set purple in every sector that time through. Absolutely brilliant performance, and look at that. You can see that lead has just evaporated. Here comes Bartoszek. We can't see French Conchar defend for over half this race, can we? Surely. He's going to have to do it if he wants to take the victory at the moment, but he did for 2 laps yesterday, but wow, for half the race is going to be incredible. Here he comes. It is 6:01, last year's champion, French Conchar, still in the lead of this race, but only just. He's been hunted down. It's deja vu for him, I think, that he's got that dreaded 6.44 car of Lukas Bartoszek right behind him, just whittling away at that lead relentlessly. And in fact, to the point where I don't think Luca Kamali has actually gone with him, but Luca Kamali saw it yesterday that as soon as Bartoszek starts fighting with Conchar, he's able to close in. And in fact, Conchar, he's nobody's fool. He will actually, now that he's seen that evaporated, he'll defend hard, trying to back 2nd position Bartoszek into the clutches of Luca Kamali and hopefully leave those two fighting. Oh, we just got kart number 660, I think it is, just got spat out wide just in front of me here, but regained it before he went onto the grass. Through they go, the right-hander of turn number 9. Still French Conchar. Equally, though, is Bartoszek going to be sensible as well? Because these are clever, clever races. Bartoszek knows what French Conchar is going to do. He's going to sit there, potentially, and just cruise around behind him, just keeping himself in fighting distance, but wait until the last lap before he makes a move, or the penultimate lap. At worst, 3 laps from the end, surely. I'm sure I'm going to be made to look a mug and he's going to do it a lot sooner than that. But it is possible because it cost him even second position yesterday. He ended up third because Luca Kamali was able to just jump in front of him across the line. He doesn't want that to happen again. So he's going to manage it as carefully as he possibly can. Through they come, and this will be, at the end of this lap, they'll be completing 2/3 race distance in this 15-lap race. Remember, it goes out to 20 laps for the grand final this afternoon, so even longer again is the French going to have to defend. But here he comes, coming through to the end of 2/3 race distance. 6:01, French Conchar still in the lead from Bartoszek, who has really dropped his times down to as I potentially forecast there, is that Bartoszek is matching French Conchar's time. Luca Kamali is now the one that's closing in, although he's already just equaling the times. Barry Pullinger has kind of fallen away from those guys, but he's still sat there in fourth position. Konstantin Scholl there, but not quite in striking distance. Behind them, the brilliant recovering 6:40, Cosimo Durant, who we said had to start every single heat from the back after being excluded from the qualifying due to mechanics touching. Look at this, we've got the challenge has been made, the move has been done, and I saw French looking back. I thought he was defending already, but it's an optical illusion that Bartoszek has already got through on the front, and he does like a mug of me, he's done it already. And look at this, Luca Kamali's now coming. Does that mean that there's a slight issue there for French Conchar, because he was playing around more than usual with the side of his kart there with a degree of frustration? And I know that he's the Hungarian's every chance of getting frustrated, because he loves being in the lead. He loved being a champion last year. He fought hard to do it. Luca Kamali looking towards the inside as they head down toward turn 6. And I don't think there was anything that French Conchar could do there. So down to third position for our pole sitter, French Conchar. Up into the lead goes Lukas Bartoszek, the Polish driver. Luca Kamali, the German, up into second. And French Conchar is there. Now, is he going to be able to remain in contact with them and potentially make any kind of challenge? We'll have to keep an eye on it on these last, last 3 laps. We have a warning going out for 656, that's Natalia Balbo. Not sure what that warning's for, but that's unfortunate there. So through they go with just 3 laps remaining. Next time round, they'll start the penultimate lap. Barry Pullinger still sat there in 4th position. Konstantin Scholl in 5th. Not really able to make any kind of challenge. Cosimo Durant, as I say, in 6th position. Brilliant performance. Vishoffer's just dropped down to 9th because Viljanen and Ludi have got past them. So Ludi's up to 8th position now. As they're heading back into our view, turn number 9, it is still Bartoszek, Luca Kamali, French Conchar. He's not falling away by any stretch. They may have closed down that lead very rapidly, but they have not managed to just get rid of him as they come through. Now they're on to their penultimate lap. And it is Bartoszek, 6:44, still in that lead. Luca Kamali from 3rd on the grid sits in 2nd now. French Conchar, our pole sitter, in 3rd. Barry Pullinger then, big gap back to him, and not being put under pressure by Konstantin Scholl still. And then it is the 6:40 kart of Cosimo Durant, Viljanen, Kevin Ludi. Oh dearie, that'll be the warning for the 656 kart. That noise you may have heard in the background was a rather sick sounding kart, to say the least. It wasn't me, it was the kart, I promise. As we come in through, next time round they will get the last lap board. Has Luca Kamali got any answer for Bartoszek? He enjoyed sneaking past him on the final heat yesterday, and this time it would actually be for the lead, not just for the 2nd position. So through they come. Last lap board is out, and they will see that and know there's just one more tour to defend, one more tour to make a damn move to try and move up. Luca Kamali is indeed, it looked like he was closing into that turn number 3. Not enough, I don't think, at the moment, unless he's trying to take the momentum through onto this straight. Is he going to carry enough speed down that... Certainly it doesn't look like it for turn number 6, but if he can carry it through turn 6, down into Restaurant Corner for the final time. Bartoszek making sure there's not even a glimmer of light there for Kamali to make a move. There's nothing there, but look at him. He's conscious that Luca Kamali's there. He's looking behind him through turn 9. Then it's the left-hand hairpin of turn number 10. You're nearly there, Bartoszek. You're nearly there. Can you hold Luca Kamali off? Luca Kamali gets ever closer, but surely he's not going to do anything down here. He certainly is putting the pressure, but he's not going to put Bartoszek into a mistake, because through he comes, mighty close in the end. Bartoszek takes the victory. No wonder he punches the air. He fought hard for that. A great job. 2nd place was Luca Kamali. 3rd was 6:01 French Concha. Now, will Luca Kamali be frustrated from the start, being pushed onto the grass by Bartoszczuk? We'll see whether they have words. But fourth was Barry Pullinger, fifth Konstantin Scholl, Cosimo Durant up to sixth position, Vlienen seventh, eighth was Kevin Ludi, made up a lot of positions, ninth was Mick Vischhofer, and then it is Greenfield that manages to round out your top 10, the Peruvian Taylor Greenfield in 10th position.